What's going on, Get Right family? So you're searching and looking for a college, for the perfect college, and you want to know how to go about that. And so today I'm going to be sharing a few tips that I have used that will be very helpful for you guys in selecting your college and even in a pandemic. So let's go ahead and get straight to the video. So the first thing that you want to do is to generate a list of colleges. You want to generate roughly 10 colleges that you feel that you're interested in. You want to rank those colleges that you've made a list of, based on your needs. For me, some of the things I thought were very important was the size of the campus. I know some schools are very small. I went to UNC Charlotte, which had about 21,000 students, which is huge. So that was one thing that I looked for. Another thing that you should check for is, what major does it offer? My dream school was Chapel Hill, the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And so when I looked to see what they offered, they did not even offer what I wanted to study, which is crazy to me because I just knew that they would have everything that I wanted. So civil engineering was my major. I had to alter my list and mark that out. One thing that might be important for you when ranking your schools is how do they do online coursing? I know it's very important because right now during the pandemic, a lot of colleges are moving to online courses. So everything's being online. You have to teach yourself pretty much. They'll have a professor that will come on a screen and teach you information for however long, but it's less interactive. One thing that might be important for some of you is the type of school. Is it a PWI? Is it an HBCU? Is it an all women's school? Is it an all male school? Is it a 4-year college, or is it only a 2-year college? So you want to know what type of degrees that the college offers. My tip number 2 to you guys is to make sure that you review your finances. This is very key before you even, know what college that you want to attend. You want to know how much and how you're going to pay for it. There are a few ways that you can pay for college. It can either be through loans, which means that you're borrowing money from someone and that you'll have to pay that money back in the future, or you could choose to apply to scholarships, but those scholarships are not guaranteed. So that is more of a chance or like a lottery type situation. You could also choose to save up your money and have enough money to pay for school. That is a lot of money for some schools, and it may not be as much for other schools. I know for the University of North Carolina in Charlotte, which is where I went in North Carolina, it cost I think about $7,000 a semester to attend the school. That's not including room and board, so I think it was $21,000 to stay on campus for tuition, for everything. So if you have $21,000 per year to fund your education, then you're all set to go. I know that some parents have funds that they've set aside for students in order to help them pay for school as well, so that's another option. There are also work study programs that you can participate in, which would basically allow you to work at the university campus for return of money, and that money can be used to pay for your schooling. So that's another great way for you to fund your education. So my tip number 3 to you guys is to review your school's average test scores. You want to make sure that you are roughly in the ballpark. I'm not saying that if your scores, your SAT scores or your ACT scores are lower than the average acceptance rate. I'm not saying that you shouldn't apply. What I'm saying is that you need to know those numbers so that you can gauge whether or not your scores are in the average range of acceptance. By reviewing these scores and averages, it gives you a chance to, one, know what you're up against, and number 2, to give yourself time to improve your scores. In my case, when I applied to North Carolina State University, I was deferred the first time. And so what they said in their letter is that what we want you to do is to improve your scores and then reapply, and we will give you a decision. And so right there, if I had done that before, had known that before, maybe I could have improved my scores earlier so that I would have been accepted quicker. My fourth and final tip is to not panic. The worst thing you could do is, while you're looking for schools and while you're trying to compare numbers and trying to get everything set up for you to choose the perfect school, is to panic and to become discouraged. You want to take your time, analyze all of the schools, evaluate them, and then begin narrowing down your list. And then you want to choose schools that you feel are best for you. And you want to have a backup plan. Sometimes things don't work out exactly the way you have planned out. A school of your choice that you think is not going to accept you could accept you. A school that you just know you're going to get into might deny you. You never know. So you want to have that backup plan just in case something happens. And think about this, not to be negative, but what about if all the schools that you apply to deny you? Then what happens? If you have a backup plan for that, then you're already a step ahead of the game. That's all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in staying informed on how to make better decisions at a younger age, be sure to subscribe. I make weekly videos on how to help you do just that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ask yourself, are you really where you want to be?